LeBron's first year in LA, is it already a disappointment?
It already is. Nobody thought this is where we'd be. That's what Jalen Rose talked to us about earlier. I 100% agree with what Jalen said. Nobody predicted this. Barely, potentially, maybe making the playoffs, barely, potentially, maybe beating out the Sacramento Kings. Stephen A. Smith sat here and said Western Conference Finals. Most everyone else said 4th, 5th seed in the West. Nobody considered the possibility that LeBron could miss the playoffs. And even if he makes it, and even if he gets the 8th seed, and he loses in the first round, that's a disappointment as well. We all expected a second-round, middle-tier playoff team with LA. This is far below expectations.
Let's bring up Tom Brady again. Why not?
Yeah, let's keep bringing him up. He's
when the Atlanta
cliff,
Falcons
we'll
had them buried in the first half of the Super Bowl and left for dead, was that Super Bowl a disappointment for the Patriots? No. Actually, the lower you are at your lowest, then if you have ultimately success, it makes the story even better. If this is how it ends, with them out of the playoffs, then clearly it is a disappointment. But the question is it already a disappointment this season? And I will say the feeling that we now have that it is means that if they make the playoffs and they do something in the playoffs, there's no way we could look back now and say that it was a disappointment. We don't know yet.
To be clear,
Let's do something.
Your argument is down 21. We got them right where we want.
Got them right where we want them.
Yeah.
Well,
let's
no.
do something.
Let's put it this way.
A game?
Let's put it this. Well, if it's against the Warriors, then
Well,
you can
okay,
win a
let's
game.
pretend
If
it's not the
if it's not
Warriors.
against the Warriors and they advance in the playoffs, they get to the second round. That's a huge success. Huge.
That's
Even
what
if
a lot of people predicted.
That's what I
second
predicted.
round.
I figured they get to the playoffs and they would. But the point is that LeBron James is only ever judged by how his team does overall, and that means in a league where 16 out of 30 teams, more than 50%, make the playoffs, he obviously must make the playoffs. And then how does he play and his team function once he gets there? Then the story will be written of this season.
There is potential still on the table for an amazing story. You're absolutely right. But let's put some flesh on what that story would be. You make the playoffs, almost certainly as the 8th seed. That's an optimistic view at this point, as the 8th seed. You go up against the Golden State Warriors. If they beat the Warriors, Max, you can sing from the mountaintops. You will have the story of ages to tell. Anything short of that, it's a disappointment.
No, wait a minute.
No.
When LeBron James, this is the Warriors.
A first-round exit is a disappointment.
Well, if the Warriors go on to romp their way through the playoffs and they destroy everybody and win yet another championship, which at this point looks likely, right? And it even destroy whoever's out of the East, and it's this juggernaut Golden State Warriors dynasty. Recall what LeBron did when Matthew Dellavedova was his second-best player in Cleveland. He went to a Game 6, and it was considered at the time one of the greatest postseason performances in the history of American team sports, correctly. If LeBron James takes this group of Lakers and wins a game, or two, if he gets to a Game 6 against the Warriors team in the first round with this crew, that is an enormous accomplishment.
You said a game, too.
I think a game would be an accomplishment, yes. Against the Warriors, sure.
My, how the standards have fallen.
I'll tell you what. What other team is going to – anyone taking them to a Game 7?
It's amazing.
Is anyone taking the Warriors 7 games this year?
If they get out of the first round, it's amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
Yes, so amazing.
Absolutely. Where's the other All-Star?